Modern battlefields often center around the imposing presence of tanks, whose thick armor and devastating firepower define ground combat supremacy. Rolling across diverse terrains, their formations are capable of breaching defenses and decimating opposition. However, as tanks evolved into the backbone of many national armies, so did the efforts to counter them. Over the years, anti-tank innovations have followed the same trajectory of technological advancement, developing new tactics, platforms, and weapons to keep tanks in check. While we've explored various anti-tank platforms on this channel, today we'll take a deeper look at the evolution of anti-tank warfare throughout history. Let's dive in. World War I saw the first major deployment of tanks, which were quickly recognized as a game-changer on the battlefield. Armored and able to traverse terrain that infantry and cavalry struggled with, these machines were designed to break through entrenched enemy lines. However, it didn't take long for opposing forces to realize the need for anti-tank measures. Initially, infantry used improvised solutions like grenades and anti-tank rifles, but the scale of tank warfare required more specialized tactics. In response, militaries began experimenting with tank hunter aircraft. These early aircraft were modified to take on tanks from the air, a strategy that evolved significantly during the course of World War II. As tank warfare intensified during World War II, countries developed new aircraft specifically designed to target armored vehicles. Germany, with its infamous blitzkrieg tactics, led the way with aircraft such as the Junkers 87G Stuka, which was equipped with a 37mm cannon to engage tanks from the air. The Henschel HS-129 was another example, designed with a reinforced nose to carry powerful anti-tank weapons. The British responded with aircraft like the Hawker Hurricane Mk2D, which featured a 40mm cannon to destroy enemy tanks. The US also got in on the action with the B-25 Mitchell, which could be equipped with a 75mm cannon, offering a solution for the US Army's need to neutralize enemy armored vehicles in regions like North Africa and Europe. The Soviet Union's answer was the Il-2 Sturmovik, a low-flying aircraft capable of deploying rockets and bombs designed to strike tanks directly. The Soviet Union produced thousands of these aircraft, making it one of the most widely used anti-tank platforms of the war. Despite these innovations, tank hunter aircraft had mixed results. They could disrupt enemy tank formations, but their impact was limited by a number of factors. High-speed, low-flying aircraft made them vulnerable to ground fire, and the accuracy of targeting was often unreliable. Additionally, anti-aircraft defenses were becoming more sophisticated as the war progressed, limiting the operational window for these aircraft. By the time the Cold War began, tanks had become even more powerful and mobile, and the role of the tank hunter aircraft was evolving. Helicopters, particularly attack helicopters, began to emerge as one of the most effective means of countering tanks. In the early 1960s, the US Army introduced the Bell AH-1 Cobra, the world's first dedicated attack helicopter. Armed with a mix of rockets and guided missiles, the AH-1 Cobra was capable of attacking armored vehicles from the air while staying out of the reach of most ground-based defenses. It represented a major shift in anti-tank warfare, offering more maneuverability and precision than traditional aircraft. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union developed the Mi-24 Hind, which combined the role of a gunship with that of a troop transport. Armed with anti-tank guided missiles, commonly known as ATGMs, the Mi-24 could deliver highly accurate strikes against tanks while operating from low altitudes. The introduction of precision-guided munitions further transformed the battlefield, as these weapons allowed for much more precise targeting of enemy tanks. Laser-guided missiles, like the AGM-65 Maverick, gave aircraft and helicopters an edge in targeting specific weak points on tanks, drastically increasing the lethality of anti-tank operations. As technology progressed, unmanned aerial vehicles emerged as an alternative to manned aircraft. Drones provided flexibility, being able to fly lower, slower, and more discreetly than traditional aircraft. UAVs offered the added benefit of keeping human pilots out of harm's way, which became particularly crucial in the face of new anti-aircraft threats. During the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, UAVs like the American MQ-1 Predator and the MQ-9 Reaper proved effective in striking ground targets with precision. These drones, often equipped with Hellfire missiles, could conduct surveillance and strike missions in one package, making them an attractive choice for modern military forces looking to neutralize enemy tanks and other armored vehicles. By 2014, the rise of drone warfare had reached a new level with the use of relatively cheap, commercially available UAVs adapted for combat. Drones like the Turkish Bayraktar TB2 became crucial in conflicts like the war in Ukraine, where they proved to be highly effective at targeting tanks and armored vehicles, often in ways that were cost-effective and difficult for traditional anti-tank methods to counter. But we also can't forget the rise of man-portable air defense systems, which introduced a new set of challenges for tank hunter aircraft. These shoulder-fired missiles, such as the Stinger, which entered service in the 1980s, were highly portable and effective against low-flying aircraft, posing a significant threat to the air superiority of tank hunter planes. As these systems became more widespread, they forced air forces to adapt, either by conducting more high-altitude strikes or by relying on stealthier technologies to evade detection and targeting. This shift in the landscape of anti-aircraft threats further complicated the operations of aircraft designed to target enemy tanks. So, the evolution of tank hunter strategies is a testament to the ongoing arms race between offensive capabilities and defensive countermeasures. From the early tank hunter aircraft of World War II to the advanced drone warfare of today, the methods for countering tanks have evolved dramatically. While modern technologies like UAVs and precision-guided missiles are taking the forefront, older methods like attack helicopters still play a role on the battlefield. As tanks continue to evolve, so too will the technologies developed to counter them. The future of anti-tank warfare will likely be shaped by new developments in AI, autonomous systems, and directed energy weapons, which could further change the dynamics of armored combat. As military forces invest in more sophisticated countermeasures, the battlefield will remain a testing ground for the next generation of weapons. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest defense news and analyses.